Ashamed to ask, ashamed to admit, got Jewy questions. This is it. Wise, wicked, simple, or unsure how to ask. We'll open up the books, the ark. We'll open up your cynical heart. No such a thing as a dumb question, okay, that's mostly true. Tami and Shoshana are here for you. Ashamed to admit, ashamed to ask.
It's everything you didn't get in Jewish studies class. Welcome back. Are you excited?
So excited.
Welcome back to Ashamed to Admit. I am Shoshana Gottlieb-Becker.
And I am Tami Shoshana coming to you on Tu Bishvat.
Happy holidays. Happy Tu Bishvat.
Thank you. Tu Bishvat Shalom.
Sure. Yeah, we can go with that.
Chag Sameach.
Yeah.
Is it a big enough festival to say
I
happy festival?
wouldn't say Chag Sameach.
What would
Tu
you
Bishvat.
say?
I'd say, hey, how are you?
Hiya.
What's up? What's
How
new?
do you feel about people saying hiya in
Hate
emails?
it. Hate it.
But what if they're British?
Hate it.
How do you feel about British people saying, are you okay? That they're not concerned about you.
I know that. I like that. You're right. I like that.
Yeah, I like that one. You're
All right.
all right. Don't.
Neutral on you okay. Love you all right. Hate higher.
Okay.
I hate higher in writing.
Yeah.
I think like a nice higher. I like that.
Okay.
But HIYA, despicable. I hate it.
You have some strong feelings
Yeah,
about it.
I
You
do.
don't have to scream at me.
Sorry, I don't like it.
Tu Bishvat, what is it?
It's a great question.
It's not Shavuot. That's all I know.
Let's start by listing the things that Tu Bishvat is not.
Okay.
And then we'll get to what it is.
Okay.
Cool. So a couple of episodes back, you told me that your birthday, your Hebrew birthday,
Yep.
it was actually just last episode.
Yeah.
The 1st of Nisan. And I said it's a great birthday because it is one of 4 Jewish New Years.
Okay.
Which I think is fantastic, right? We don't just have the one New Year, we have 4 different ones. And one of them is Tu Bishvat. Similarly, you'd have like in the secular world, you've got regular New Year for the beginning of the calendar year, but you've also got a financial New Year. You've got like, depending where you are in the world, like the school calendar is different again, right? But that's its own year. I only know this because my uncle's birthday is the 1st of August, but that's the horse's birthday. That's the horse New Year.
According to what culture?
That's in the Southern Hemisphere.
The horse's birthday.
1st of August.
I have a friend who's also born on the 1st of August.
Your horse?
Where has this podcast gone?
I don't know. No, it's the horse's
Okay.
birthday.
Okay.
I think in the Northern Hemisphere it's the 1st of January.
You're
but
pulling
again,
my leg.
I'd Google it right now.
No,
Your phone's next to you.
Fine.
Google
Keep going.
break, do it.
Okay.
Anyway, so like there's all these different things that define different years. And in Judaism we have 4 different New Years. The
Okay.
first one is
Rosh Hashanah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, and Rosh Hashanah is like the start of the year. It's like the Earth's birthday.
Yeah.
You've got the 1st of Nisan, which is the calendar, right? So like the calendar year starts when we talk about Nisan as the first month. That's
Which
your
is
birthday.
also my birthday, yeah.
It's also biblically like the king's new year. So it's like when you're talking about a king's reign, it'll be like the 1st of Nisan is the beginning of that reign. You've got the 1st of Elul, which is cattle birthday or animal birthday.
Okay.
And New Year. And then you've got Tu Bishvat, which is the tree's New Year or the tree's birthday. So if you would ask me again, what do you say for Tu Bishvat? You say happy birthday to the trees.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's lovely. I love it.
I feel like Jews really love trees.
Jews love trees.
What
and
is
Jews
it?
have a reputation of not liking trees because of our lack of Christmas tree. But in actuality, love a good tree.
It's because we love them so much we don't want to cut them down to put them in a home.
Yeah.
Which
We
could
have
be considered wasteful.
Oh, wow. Recalling all of last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we have a new year for the trees.
Okay.
Originally, are you still looking up a horse's birthday? Have you
In the
gotten
Southern
that?
Hemisphere, like Australia, all horses have a universal birthday on August 1st.
Happy birthday, horses. Horse's birthday. And also your friend, and also my Uncle Peter.
Great.
There you go.
Okay.
Anyway, so Tu Bishvat is the new year for the tree. And it makes sense, again, if we're thinking about ancient Israel, which is where a lot of our foundational things were born, and we had a temple, and at the temple you used to like give sacrifice and tithes to God and the priestly class, all those things, and you gave after, like when your crop was a certain age, you would like take from that yield and take like a tenth of it to the temple and whatever, and like distribute it, whatever. It's called tithing. That's still actually a word we use today, tithing. It means a tenth of. And so Tu B'Shvat, you would have a date where like anything that was sort of, that bloomed before Tu B'Shvat was considered in one calendar year, like the tree calendar year, and anything after Tu B'Shvat was the next year. And so that's like, that's what it is, essentially, in terms of like it's, what's the English word for tachlis? Like it's...
I don't even know.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Tachlis, do you want me to Google that too?
No. Sometimes I lose English words.
Well,
it's I'll just wait for you to Google it.
Tachlis, a Yiddish Hebrew word meaning purpose, ultimate goal, bottom line, getting
like,
down to business.
Functional. It's functional purpose. Like tachlis, like it's functional. Yeah.
I'm completely lost. I think I got thrown off by the horse's birthday.
Do you want to go back all the way to the beginning?
I don't. It's just
Okay.
like, so we have a festival. Do we have a question from your wife, Sky, who's in the
I think she's
studio
going to
with
offer
us?
something.
Say that like in modern Hebrew, it's like the point is.
Yeah, the point is. Yeah. Like
Ah.
yeah. It's like the tachlis, like the point.
The point.
Its original point was
Uh-huh.
that like when you're giving some of your produce away and you have the time when you're doing that,
Yes.
it makes, instead of I plant a tree and I make note of when I planted that tree, and that tree I make note of there, I have a firm date that anything before is 1 year, anything after is another year. Makes sense.
It doesn't make sense to me. And
Okay.
because, and I'm ashamed to admit this, you know, I've told you numbers aren't my strong suit.
Yes.
Okay. This feels like a lot of admin. And I get overwhelmed by admin sometimes.
I think this system was designed for people like you who are overwhelmed with admin, and it's lessening your admin.
So it's just, but you can't pretend or lie that you can't just say, I didn't plant that tree on this day, I planted all the trees on the same day.
But
or
it's
the produce.
like if you're working every single day and you're always planting trees and making sure you know things, but then
Right.
at a certain point you have to collect all, like a tenth of all of your fruit that bloomed in the last, let's say, I don't know, 3 years or something, or last year. It makes way more sense if like you can divide it of like, okay, well 3 years starts from here. So I don't have to know exactly the dates of every single thing. I have one date in mind. It's the same way in South Korea up until recently. Like everyone had the same birthday. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. No, there's like like South Korean birthdays were different in terms of like there was like a set day where everyone turned to the next age, as opposed to oh my god, I keep touching everything. As opposed to every individual has a birthday. There's like also a collective birthday.
Oh, I do like that idea.
Thank you.
I feel really.
Thank you to the South Koreans.
I feel really who are quite pro-Semitic.
Oh yeah,
We
they
should
love the Talmud.
Say, yeah. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
make it
So
work for- anyway, so that
Yeah.
So that's the, like the South Koreans.
that's the story.
That's the Tu B'Shvat.
Tu
Anyway,
B'Shvat.
but then what's happened is over time, again, when you lose connection to the land, right? We spoke about the dispersion of the Jews, and so you no longer have the agricultural reason to celebrate the holiday. There are other reasons to celebrate it, and so you still want to commemorate it. In the Middle Ages, they used to have like these big feasts of fruit, and then towards more the 16th century, the Kabbalists, who were back living in Tzfat in northern Israel, led by a man named Isaac Luria, known as the Arizal, a nice guy. But
Did he have good riz? How many people have made that joke before?
You might be the first.
You don't think it's good?
It's good if you're 14.
Continue.
If you were 14 2 years ago.
Sky's not laughing either, so this is my moment of truth. Okay, what was his
Anyway.
name again?
Isaac Luria, or the Arizal.
Arizal.
That's where you got the Riz from.
Yeah.
Anyway, he basically invented modern Kabbalah as we know it. And he came up with this thing of like we should have, like we have a Pesach Seder, we should also have a Tu B'Shvat Seder where we have different fruits of the 7 species of the land of Israel, and like they each represent different things and you say different things that have meaning, and so it has this like higher spiritual connection. You drink some wine. It's like a whole thing. But it originally just started as like a means for farmers to like keep track of their fruit. But it's turned into like a really nice. It's like a nice fruit holiday.
I was just thinking then that's beautiful if they.
So nowadays, it's popular in a few different ways. So like, it was really popular in like early Jewish settlements in like pre-state Israel. Like the kibbutzim loved Tu B'Shvat because it's all about trees and growth and like working the land. And then you also have like in more modern day like Jewish circles, it's almost like an Earth Day. It's like an ecological holiday, and you plant trees, right? And you tie modern values of ecology and loving the earth to specific Jewish practice because it kind of lends itself to it. Yeah, it's nice. I like
Beautiful.
it. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about Tu B'Shvat?
It's just fun.
Does it slay?
I would say it slays. Yes. Nice.
When
Slay.
when are you going to retire that?
Never. It's baked in by now. So,
Okay.
you know.
Our next, I guess this has turned into a rapid fire sesh.
On like minor holidays.
Yeah. Obscure, would you use the word obscure?
Again, it depends on like the circles you're moving in.
Okay.
Because like it's known. It's just not as important as something like Shabbat or Pesach.
But with the humanist Jews, I reckon they'd be all over.
Yeah, they'd love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different to Lag BaOmer, which I always associate with logs and bonfires.
Rightfully so.
So that's like the opposite of loving trees. That's about burning trees.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's true.
We might cover Lag BaOmer in a future episode.
Yeah, maybe like closer like to the time of year we can cover it.
Okay. Lag BaOmer is another minor.
Also minor. Yeah,
Minor.
yeah. Like minor, I would say.
Okay. Like less than Tu B'Shvat.
Yeah.
You're ranking holidays.
Well, like the rabbis rank the holidays.
Okay.
Right. So you've got, do you want to go through it?
No, just shift the blame over to the rabbi.
As in like in terms of how do we decide if something's major or minor?
Yeah, tell me.
So we have holidays that were given in the Torah. Those holidays are, well, if you count Shabbat as a holiday, which you should, you've got Shabbat, you've got Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot. You've also got Rosh Chodesh, Yom Kippur. Those are our major ones. And those are why all of those holidays are kind of like Shabbat. Like you can't do work on them. Like it's functionally, right, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and then also like the first few days of Pesach and Sukkot and the last few days are functionally like Shabbat. Like you kind of switch off from the broader world.
Okay.
Because they are given in the Torah. So they're given like that higher.
Yep. Status.
But then you've got Tu B'Shvat, right, which you're saying, well, it's also a new year like Rosh Hashanah, but it's only mentioned in the oral Torah, which we haven't actually gotten into yet.
Okay.
But it's not in the written Torah itself. So it's like down a little level.
Downgraded.
And then you've got the holidays of like Purim and Chanukah, which are historical holidays that were instituted by the rabbis at a later date.
Yes.
Right, and that we celebrate because it's about Jewish survival and victory and all of those things.
Yes.
But because they weren't commanded by God, they were just commanded by the rabbis. We hold them to a lesser level. It's not like Shabbat at all.
Okay.
But there are different things that we do. Like there's different prayers you say to like uphold the day, and like you have different ritual that you do.
Got it.
And then you have Lag BaOmer, which is again like a step down. I would say again because it's not a holiday. The rabbis didn't say like we're instituting this chag, that like this celebration the same way for Purim and Chanukah. It's like an acknowledgement of a historical occurrence
Okay.
that we still celebrate, but like the rabbis didn't really tell us to. It's just like been retained culturally and historically.
All right.
So
Thank you for
there actually is a
clarifying that.
they're like I like joke that the rabbis decide, but like there is a hierarchy of how we decide what's major and minor.
Okay.
And that's why people on the internet get upset when like everyone's like Hanukkah is held in such high esteem
Yes.
in the secular world because of its proximity to Christmas.
Christmas.
But when you look at the hierarchy of in terms of like the ritual around it and like who instituted it, it's not in our top 10. Or
Yes.
Actually it is. It's like not in our top 3, I would say. Top
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are a whole bunch of Jewish parents of young children, and then they change everything around, and then they
Exactly.
do it.
But then it's also
they
like-
rank it based on what's the most fun for the
Yeah,
kids.
it's and again, like Hanukkah, I'm not saying Hanukkah, like it's very culturally important.
Yes.
And also religiously and historically, but like in terms of the like the ritual time we put into it, you don't do the same things as you would do on say Rosh Chodesh
Yes.
or Pesach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are the influencers who mix that all up again based on which festivals will give them the best content and prettiest
Exactly.
pictures.
Exactly.
We can't forget about them.
They're a big part of Jewish practice nowadays.
Yeah.
It's the influencers.
Yeah.
The rabbis and the influencers.
Takes
and
one to know one. Yeah.
Sometimes they're both.
Ooh.
Sometimes they're rabbi influencers.
Influencers. Where does Rosh Chodesh fit
Great.
into this?
Rosh Chodesh is a monthly occurrence because it means the head of the month. So it's like you just celebrate the new month, and you do that through
On the full moon?
opposite on the no moon. A
Oh,
full moon, like when it's biggest in the sky, that's always about halfway through a month.
okay.
So a new moon is actually when there's no moon. That's the beginning of the moon phase. So here's the thing. Again, last time I think we spoke about like me being a lesbian who doesn't know much about astrology, but I do know a lot about like the moon, and I think that's better.
So you've,
I can balance it out a little bit.
equilibrium.
So back in the day, Rosh Chodesh was decided by witnesses, right? Because like they didn't have a calendar yet, and so you would have people who would like look in the sky and be like, "Oh, there's no moon tonight. I'm going to report that to my rabbi," and then like they would tell the Sanhedrin, who was like the big court, and then it would be their responsibility to tell like the towns around them and like spread the word that the new month had started. And so it wasn't a defined practice, right? So actually, genuinely, maybe, right, like for Rosh Hashanah's 2 days. It's because it like you had to be sure that you were actually doing it on the new year, and maybe there was like a discrepancy.
Right.
Outside of the land of Israel, like for a very long time, and we still do it today, in the diaspora we keep 2 days of a chag, where in Israel they keep one.
Okay,
So-
first of all, diaspora meaning communities
Outside
outside
of the
of
land.
Israel.
Yeah.
Chag meaning festival.
Yeah, so inside, let's take Pesach for example.
Yep,
Pesach in Israel is 7 days long.
yep.
The first and the last day are like Shabbat.
Okay.
Where like you don't do certain things, and like, you know, it's like you treat it like Shabbat.
Yep.
And then the middle days are still Pesach, but you can participate in public life.
Free for all.
Sure.
Okay.
Outside of the land of Israel, right? Outside, and this is again like going back a really long time. Because the way that we decide when the month starts is a guy looks in the sky, tells the rabbis, they tell everyone else. If you're living outside of the land, it might take time for that message to reach you. And so because you want to make sure that you're keeping the holiday on the exact date, and maybe you received that message a bit late, you add a day on.
Okay.
So Pesach outside, and we still keep it today, even though we've got set calendars now. Pesach is 8 days long here in Australia and everywhere that's not Israel. And the first 2 days and the last 2 days are like chag, to make sure that we're covering the time.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought that we had that in the diaspora as punishment for not being in Israel.
They're
Like a skin biopsy.
like they take away the outside. Yeah.
Okay. Sky doesn't have a microphone. She said it's like a skin biopsy where they take
I love-
a little bit of border.
I love
And
I've seen her sit on some comments, but I've seen her, she's had thoughts and not offered them. But the most important one for her, because she's like, the Jews are going to love this. The diaspora is like a skin biopsy, where you take a bit of extra just to make sure you've got it all and you're in the right dates.
Did you-
Thank you so much, Sky.
did you just think of that now?
It's fresh in her mind because she had to have a little mole removed off her back. So she's thinking about like,
It was not cancerous.
it's not cancerous.
Okay.
It was a safety thing, but like it's fresh in the mind of like taking extra skin around because that's what happened to her.
So not cancerous. Skin is the most Mizrahi thing about you. Do you see this scar across my nose?
Is that what that's from?
That was the skin cancer.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was low-grade basal cell carcinoma, and that just added on to my PhD in nebbishness.
Yeah. So I, like, last year now, Sky and I went to visit her family. They live in Israel. And they are very, very Mizrahi, right? They're from Iraq. They, whatever comes along with that, like, they got, you know? And, like, it happened maybe 3 times where I was sitting around and I would hear Sky's grandmother and her sisters being like, cha, 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 cha. And in Hebrew, they'd be like, she's white. About me. They would literally be like, "Hi Levana." Like, and I'm like, I can hear you, and my Hebrew is good enough that I know what hilevana means. And like, anyway, so I'm dealing with that still.
Okay.
Anyway, so Rosh Chodesh.
Yep. Rosh Chodesh.
So yeah, so back in the day, it was like that's how it was. Sort of the news was spread. Like a couple episodes we spoke about, people start moving further and further away. So at a certain point, they institute an actual calendar system that makes things more like precise, as opposed to relying on word of mouth for the new month. Yeah.
All right. Here's what I know about Rosh Chodesh. I went to a modern Orthodox Jewish high school, and once a month or so, the whole timetable would be out of whack because we had to do extra prayers.
So again, because like there's nothing ritual about Rosh Chodesh other than the fact it's a new month. So like on the Saturday night after Rosh Chodesh, we spoke about it last episode, you'll go outside and you'll bless you'll bless the new moon. It's called Kiddush Levana, like you bless the moon. The only ritual difference to your day on a Rosh Chodesh is you add extra prayers.
Extra prayers. Are they prayers, or are they psalms?
Some of them are psalms.
That's
why you referenced the psalms.
I referenced the psalms in the script.
And I was like, why the hell are you bringing up psalms?
Peek behind the curtain.
It's because of Hallel. Yeah.
Okay.
So Hallel is the extra prayer you say, and you say it on all holidays. That's the thing. You say Hallel on Pesach, and you say it on Sukkot. You say it on Hanukkah even. Like.
And does Hallel mean psalms?
No, Hallel is like a form of like praise, singing praise.
Singing praise, okay.
Psalms in Hebrew is Tehillim.
Tehillim, that's right.
But Tehillim were historically like supposed to be very musical as well. And so there's different theories of like they were set to music in the temple, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so Hallel is like musical prayer that happens. A lot of it is taken from Tehillim or from Psalms.
Okay.
And the rabbis constructed out of Psalms these different prayers that praise God in different ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why that came up for me is because in preparation for this episode, I was so ashamed that I knew nothing about Rosh Chodesh. I did a quick,
Little gujel.
How did you just say gujel?
Yeah, gujel.
I love it. I did a little gujel. And it came up with Tehillim, and that's how I learnt that King David
wrote Psalms.
Wrote some of the Psalms? Psalms of the Psalms, or all of them?
Some of them. And again, like, that is our religious heritage. That isn't necessarily the academic or historic. But we do have the tradition that, King David wrote the Psalms.
David, or as he was known on the streets, Big D.
What streets and who was calling him that?
I just think
your streets,
that's what
your house.
I just think that's what they were doing.
They were calling him that.
And he was quite the poet.
Yeah, he was the and again, call back to our first episode. He was the original Troy Bolton.
Oh my God.
Because he wanted, like Troy Bolton wanted to play basketball and sing, and King David was a warrior and a poet. And in fact, I gave a mini lecture on this once about like King David being the original Troy Bolton.
Okay. That could be another episode.
Could be. So back to Rosh Chodesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you add Hallel, it's the extra prayers. Sometimes Rosh Chodesh is 2 days long and sometimes it's 1 day long because the Jewish months alternate being 29 days and 30 days. So if it is a 29-day month, then Rosh Chodesh is just the first of the next month. If it's a 30-day month, you celebrate on the 30th of the first month and the first day of the second month. You say Hallel. So when you were at your modern Orthodox day school, and you probably don't remember this, but sometimes your timetable would be out of whack for 2 days because you're supposed to say Hallel on both days, and sometimes it's just the 1 day.
Okay. Is there a song that if you sang it now, it would take me straight back?
I don't know what your
Chodesh?
tunes would have been, but maybe it's like "Bird Say Yisrael Mitzrayim." Know that one?
No.
I don't know what
I
tunes.
remember there was another one that I only ever remember singing it on Rosh Chodesh.
Do you know what the words are?
No. It's really embarrassing.
Do you want me to sing through all of Hallel right now,
I
just
do.
in case? We don't have the time. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, so also with Rosh Chodesh, is that one of the ways that it is now like sort of like observed is that it's supposed to be a day that women don't do any work. So women are supposed to have the day off from doing like like kind of like Shabbat, but
I
for
can
ladies.
get behind that.
It's like, and so the way that manifests now is like usually in some communities, like women will have special like learning circles or activities for them. But yeah, so like once a month, the women just have a little chill day. Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about Rosh Chodesh, or do you think we can move on?
I really like Rosh Chodesh. Like, I love Hallel.
Okay.
I famously hate most forms of prayer.
Famously,
Yeah, I like.
did you once have a public meltdown?
No, I just like everyone knows that about me. Like I hate prayer. Like I hate instituted prayer like that is done in synagogue, and also like yeah, I just like I don't vibe with it.
I think that's because of the oppositional defiance disorder.
Yeah, maybe actually.
Yeah.
I just like don't like. I just never vibed with it. But I love Hallel.
Okay, say more.
It's fun. It's musical. It's good songs. I know all the words.
Well, I'm really happy for you that you love it.
Thank you.
I thought maybe you could, as our theme song suggests, open up people's cynical hearts by sharing something about it that might make them.
I have a Hallel playlist that I'm more than happy to link in the episode notes underneath
Thank
this.
you.
Like it's Spotify kind of thing. I have a Hallel playlist. Yeah,
So
yeah.
do you play that only on Rosh Chodesh?
No, sometimes if I'm just feeling like I'm having a whimsical day, I'll also listen to it. You know,
I'm feeling like I'm having a whimsical day.
it's like in the mood, you know.
That's beautiful. And on those days when you're having a whimsical
a day
do
of
you have
whimsy,
to be
yeah.
very careful about the groups that you go on Facebook in case
I get bummed out? I'm really excited for the next point. It could be a whole episode by itself.
Our next point is Tu B'Av.
Nice, yeah, Tu B'Av.
Okay.
It's one of my faves.
Okay. What is it?
Tu B'Av is known colloquially, contemporarily, as Jewish Valentine's Day. But its origins are, as they say, cooked. Okay, so supposedly it's supposed to mark the day that like women, like the start of the grape harvest, and women would go into the fields in like white dresses and dance to celebrate the grapes. Right? However, and there's like lots of different reasons given, different historical things that happened on this day of why Tu B'Av came to be. One of the most, like, I guess, agreed upon ones in religious circles comes from a story at the end of the book of Judges. So this story comes before the times of kings in Israel, so before King David, after the death of, like, after even Samson, like, but at the end of that sort of period of judges in Israel. And it comes in a story called, in Hebrew, it's like Pelegesh of Givah, but it's like the concubine of Gibeah or Givah, which is the town. It's a really cooked story.
Okay.
I'll rush through it.
All right.
But essentially a guy is walking, he's trying to get back to his hometown with his concubine. And
Sex worker.
no, a concubine is like a wife with like less rights.
Ah.
Like a side piece.
Who knew?
But is like sort of like tied to a single man, but doesn't have the same rights as a wife would have.
Okay.
So
Thank you for clarifying.
you're welcome. So he's walking with his concubine back to their hometown, and they want to stop for the night because it's getting late. And he has the option to stop in a non-Jewish town, a Jebusite town, and he says, no, we have to stay with Jewish people. And so they go to the next town. They go to the town square. No one really invites them in, right? They're not very welcoming, which they are supposed to be. And an old guy takes him in. Things get weird. Okay. Certain people from the town who are very unwelcoming come to the old man's house. They demand that the visiting man, that he be like sent outside so that they can know him. Now, knowing people in a biblical sense, like to know someone a lot of the times.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Finger his bum bum.
Or just sex in general.
Okay.
To know is to have sex with
Okay.
someone. And so they are demanding that he be sent outside so that they can rape him. Is what to gang raping.
Trigger warning.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, I'm not going to do that. However, instead, he pushes his concubine out the door
Classic.
because it's worse for them to rape a man than a woman, so he protects himself. And she literally gets gang raped all night. And then in the morning, he comes across her lifeless body. He takes her body back to his hometown, quarters it, cuts it up, sends pieces of her body to the rest of the tribes of Israel, because this happened specifically in a Benjamin town, so a specific tribe. sends it and being like, I'm like revenge because like, who are these people who are like, how are they doing this? It's disgusting.
Yes.
The rest of the tribes of Israel come to try and genocide the tribe of Benjamin and like
my
fight them
God.
because they're disgusting, like get rid of them. They stop short of killing all of them, but they promise that they vow that like their wives or their daughters rather won't marry into the tribe of Benjamin, so that it will like be finished.
Yep.
And then again, like it's a bit unclear why next, but then they're like, maybe actually we shouldn't just completely wipe out one of our tribes, but we've already vowed that we're not going to give our daughters to this tribe to marry. So like, how do we get around that? I know. When our daughters go into the field with the grape harvest and dance around, the men of Benjamin should just go and take which wives they want. So we're not giving our daughters to Benjamin because we vowed we wouldn't, but they can take which ones they want. And that is Jewish Valentine's Day.
And that
is Jewish Valentine's
is
Day.
why you love Jewish Valentine's
Because
Day.
I am like, every part of this story is like reprehensible. It essentially ends being like something socially needs to change. And the thing that changes is they start instituting kings after that, right? Something is wrong within this society. We need better leadership, therefore, and that's this story.
No one thought to make...
Everyone hates, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like the story sucks.
Yes.
Themes of love. Themes of, the girls are dancing, get out a net and catch the one you like, and that's Jewish Valentine's Day.
That is horrendous.
But again, like it starts off, and I think this is so much in Judaism, right? It starts off with like such a specific context, and then like, and the further away you go from it, it's just like the themes get left behind. And like,
Yes.
so the themes of love are the things that are celebrated
Yeah.
currently. But then I'm like, remember what it used to be when a man had his concubine and then cut her body up.
Is that one of the tunes from
Hallel. That's what we sing on Hallel. But the tuba of Hallel. Yeah. No, it's crazy. And like, that is like the one story. Like, I don't know how any like Torah teacher can teach that to young children because it's just not age appropriate.
Well, I think that's why...
They just skip it.
Yeah, and that's why now, as an adult secular Jew...
You don't know that story, yeah.
I don't know that story.
You know a really funny anecdote from my own education?
Yep.
In year
Always.
4, we were learning a story, and one of the words in the Torah is the word zonah, which in this context means prostitute.
Yes.
But the Torah, like the book we were using, didn't translate it. It was like all in like the English translation and zonah. And my teacher wouldn't translate the word zonah, and I'm like, what does this word mean? And I kept asking him, I'm like, Rabbi, like, what does it? And he was just like, go home and ask your mother. And then like I looked it up in our home chumash, and I was like, what's a prostitute? And that's what a prostitute was because of the
That's
Torah.
how you learnt.
Shout out, I'm not going to say his name, but shout out to my year 4 rabbi who still teaches at the school that I went to. And I'm pretty sure this story haunts him because I tell him about it all the time. Do you? Yeah. Like my mum also brings it up all the time.
Does he
Because it's so
giggle?
funny. Yeah. He's the same rabbi where like one time during lunch, his old Nokia ringtone was Jingle Bells. But I think that he, as a religious man, didn't know Jingle Bells, but I knew Jingle Bells because I had non-Jewish cousins. And I was like, this guy's got Jingle Bell. He got Christmas on his phone.
That's very
It was
cute.
really funny, yeah.
When I was in year 4,
Yeah.
my mum was explaining how businesses work, and she was trying to explain profit and loss, and she said, do you know what profit is? And I said, yeah, it's a messenger from God.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
I know.
Oh my God. And that's like the most religious you ever got.
I peaked.
Yeah.
I peaked in year 4.
Fun fact. Do you know why it's called Tu Bishvat? Oh, also Tu B'Av. It's the same reason for both. Do you
As
know why
in
they're called that?
Why they're called Tu?
Yeah.
Tu?
Yeah.
Tu. Why?
Because Tu just means it's 15. It's like a numerical, it's like a pronunciation of...
Oh.
It's just literally like Tu Bishvat just means the 15th of Shvat, and Tu B'Av just means the 15th of Av.
Okay.
Anyway.
Today's Shame or No Shame comes from a Facebook group in the geographical area of Victoria,
Am I reading or are you reading?
Australia. Why don't you go for
Okay.
it?
All caps. Schools. My son is in year 1 at a Jewish school. The school is incredibly woke and new age in their approach. There is no, and I mean no, discipline. The children are told to make the right choices, etc. It's not working with our son. Can anyone from your own experience recommend a school where the kids are disciplined?
Shame.
I truly believe our son would learn and thrive in such an environment. A more old school kind of school. It can be public or private. Would really like to hear some options. Thank you.
Very well read, I
Thank
should
you.
say. Read like someone with an advanced diploma of performing arts. Right
Thanks.
there.
I like that the school he's looking for is in like 1982. like with a cane. Like that's what he's looking for.
He's totally looking for that. One person responds, to be really blunt, you're basically looking for child abuse. And you won't find it because as humanity, we've moved on from that. Calling it woke won't make it go away or less legitimate.
I think even funnier is the comment above by a different anonymous person.
Okay, who writes?
I don't know about other schools, but blank, and they name a Jewish day school in Melbourne, is also very woke.
They're just outing all
I don't
the
know
woke
where you want to
schools.
send your kid, but don't send them to this one because it's woke. Crack me up. I think it's so again, I saw this natural, like I came across this in my scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny to me because then you have people in the comments like genuinely trying to be like, what about this school? What about this school? Like you can't engage with people like this.
Please, listeners, viewers, keep them coming. Send them
send
through
them
to
in.
us. You can slide into our DMs with some screenshots. We won't mention anyone's names, obviously. Email them to ashamed@thejewishindependent.com.au.
So not the Gindependent.
So looking forward to seeing you next week with my new co-host, Shoshana Gottlieb-Becker.
It's a pleasure.
I hadn't said thank you yet,
Oh,
but thank you.
I was just saying it's a pleasure. I
Thanks.
don't need to thank you for that.
Thank you so much for being an amazing co-host in today's episode.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
And that's it for this week.
You have been watching/listening to Shame to Admit with Tami Shoshana and me, Shoshana Gottlieb-Becker.
This episode was recorded at Storytellers Australia and is brought to you by a Jewish Independent. The vocalist in our theme song is Sarah Yael. More credits in the show notes.
If you enjoyed this episode, share it around and give it a positive review. Thank you so much and see you next week. Have you found it yet?
Hallel songs.
I've got my playlist.
Nani. Is it Nani? Is it Nani?
You're hitting like every 5th syllable correctly. But the rest is just gibberish.
But what's the word?
Min hametza karatia.
Min hametza karatia nani barecha ya, something like
So
that.
Close. Yeah. See, music is the gateway to memory.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say to mental illness.
No. Yeah, no, that's Min hametza. Yeah.
That is the song.
That's so funny.
Do
you also know-
nani. So we're going to leave those in the show notes.
I mean,
Okay,
we might
great.
Get sued by Mordechai Ben David,
Sued by who?
the guy who records the songs.
Does he have Riz?
No.